Welcome to Story Ideas on the Fly, where we take a random story idea out of a hat and develop it into a full story.
Or at least an idea for one. So
Yeah.
let's see, what should it be today? Are these all written on? Yeah, they are. All right.
Okay, there we go.
Alien romance. She isn't remotely humanoid. This has to have been you.
Oh yeah, that was definitely what I threw in there.
Michael.
All
It's
right.
partially a joke, but I guess let's figure it out.
She isn't remotely human. You do realize that this relationship is doomed to fail. So how do we make it not? Because I like in relationships to have relationships that work, because so many of them, I start to read the book, it's like, no, don't do it, no, run.
Could she have shape-shifting abilities?
That is a possibility.
Well, some ability to absorb DNA and take on a human form.
Well, what's the need for her to be humanoid, though? I don't really get it.
Well, the whole...
That's how
If you're going to
sexual
get-
relationships work. You can't start a family without being sexually compatible.
So yeah,
Talk
you
it a
get
little
this.
bit.
Well, yeah, you need to be compatible on a genetic standpoint. But what about that has to do with being humanoid?
Okay, maybe we need a new topic. Can we get a new one?
Well, give her the ability, make her a really strange creature, but give her the ability to absorb DNA and change into a more humanoid form by the end of the story, so that they can be.
I
This
like
could be
that.
awfully hard
So-
for them to.
He can meet her at first, and when he meets her at first, it's kind of a pet.
Yeah.
Actually, both of them could see the other one as a pet because.
Oh, true. Because she could
That's
see.
true.
She could see him as a pet. That could be actually be kind of funny, because he's like, "I'm gonna keep her," and she's like,
I'm gonna keep this one.
"I'm gonna keep you."
He takes care of me. I'm God. She's my cat.
Yeah. I mean, she's just as intelligent as him, so it doesn't seem like he's taking care of her. It seems more like he's just some random creature helping her out. Well, this odd creature seems to think that I'm his child or something. Weird.
Okay, so we are either
That could
going
be
to
cute.
be in a
It's an alien.
Yeah, this
oh,
is a
alien,
sci-fi.
so it's a
It's a sci-fi.
sci-fi. Okay, I didn't catch that.
I like sci-fi. We can do sci-fi.
So what is the problem? Why are these two together? What's pulling them in the same
She
How
was
did
probably.
an alien wind up on Earth?
Yeah, this seems like she was dropped off on Earth for some reason. What I'm immediately leaning towards is how do you describe it? Almost where she was some kind of thrown out of her ship and something intentionally thrown away to Earth type
I
thing.
have a thought.
Walk the plank.
Okay, I have a thought. With aliens, what if you had kind of a Borg or an alien invasion race that an evil alien race that was coming through and destroying the peoples and groups and galaxies and planets and systems, and they went specifically. They targeted her people because they have some kind of racial ability, like the ability to absorb DNA and replicate it and basically match people at their own match other creatures with their own abilities. So because her race was considered a threat, her planet was one of the first to be attacked and wiped out, and she somehow survived.
Or maybe they wanted to capture her race so that they could enhance their invasionary tactics, so that they could basically integrate. I mean, if you're using something like Borg, if you want to assimilate other races, you would need some genetic.
That's certainly possible.
Yeah.
But if they were specifically targeting her people and she got away, that would explain why she's going to, meet this total alien that she thinks could be a pet and eventually fall for him, because she can't actually go back to her own race. They've been wiped out.
Yeah. Okay, that works. Which also means you now have an invasionary fleet preparing to attack.
Well, we need a
planet.
villain.
However, this was specifically put as kind of a romance type thing, so I'd probably try to keep it in that genre. In which case, you'd keep the invasionary fleet kind of as a background thing and deal with it quickly at the end of the story after you resolve their relationship type thing.
Okay.
If you wanted to go that route.
Big problem with that is how do you resolve an alien invasion fleet quickly?
Surprisingly quickly if you set
depends.
everything up
It
right.
depends who the guy is. I mean,
Mhm.
who is this guy? Is he someone that has, you know,
Tech whiz?
Yeah.
Maybe? Has some
I
kind
mean,
of
if
or works in
he's
some
smart
kind of-
enough, you could literally end the story with one of them getting captured, the other one going have the big final bit be a rescue mission, and then just in the rescue mission sabotage the invasionary fleet ship so that they all explode when they leave type thing. I mean,
fair enough.
you can resolve things
It doesn't
quickly
have
if
to
you
be a
if you
grandiose
want
battle.
to. The important thing is what is the story, of course.
but
Okay.
I also think throughout this story there were going to be from this fleet people down looking for her.
Mhm.
Yes.
So he's
That's
going to
fair.
have to protect her this whole way through because there's
Okay.
going to be people looking for her. I
So you
think
still have
if-
some rising stakes and some
but you
threat,
have to have some
an
rising
impending
stakes.
threat, a ticking time bomb, as it were.
Well,
Maybe not with a specific countdown, but they know this danger's coming and it's getting worse. So you have a drama arc, but you're still going to focus a
Well,
lot of the story
Yeah.
on the love.
He could also work for, you know, the Defense Department in some means. And
Yep.
so he is trying
Absolutely.
to help with the defense
Mhm.
and help say, okay, this is coming, I know it. But he also wouldn't really want to expose her because then people
That
are going to
would be
want to
her at risk.
experiment on her.
Yeah.
They're going to want to find out. They want, there's just too much of a temptation for scientists to
Yeah.
get in and go, we want DNA, we want to do this. Oh, you don't really need this organ, do you? We want to experiment. Yeah. I mean, okay, you've got
Don't
to
really
be a
need
little,
this organ.
got to be a little careful.
Words I never thought I'd hear on this channel.
You know, it might be like an appendix or something that people think doesn't do anything, even though it does. You know, so
Exactly.
you never know what could happen. So I think he could be afraid and trying to keep her from being
Yeah.
being caught and found. But of course, at some
But
point
still
she
trying
would
to
be.
help. Yeah.
And so that would help your stakes rise too.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Mhm.
getting those. So you've
I
got
like that.
multiple
Yeah.
people
So
he's trying to protect her from.
yeah. So
All
I think
right.
that's very easy to put in a plot and drama curve that way.
Yeah.
Relationship wise, let's see.
Well, it's
Well,
kind
at
of
first they're gonna find each other, and neither of them are gonna even realize the other one's an intelligent organism.
I think they'll quickly realize
They
the other
probably
one's
Oh yeah, they'll
figure it out
definitely figure that
Before
out.
too long.
But when they first run into each other, they probably won't figure it out.
But yes, they
Oh,
probably
and he
will
can
the
just
first
put
thing.
everything she says into Google Translate. It'll be hilarious.
Well, the
Now
funny
look
thing
at
is
Word.
Google
to
Translate wouldn't
understand
do
I
it.
know.
Google
It
Translate
would
would
just
hear what
totally
she says,
random.
and it would go, "What the Flagnar
No,
from
no,
my
no.
hearing?"
Google Translate would say,
Well,
that
maybe
is
he tries.
actually ancient Cantonese saying,
And it would give
peanut butter bookcase. And it's like,
You could have a cute scene where he tries to
Translate.
translate, but I think he's
But
gonna figure
it's
out
an
pretty
alien
quickly
language.
that she's alien.
so wait.
If she is that good at adaptation, then I think she'll pick up the language very quickly.
Yeah.
Okay.
She will be able
And he'll
to
probably
understand
pick up
him
some
eventually,
things
but it still would be
about him pretty
hilarious. Google Translate.
That
So
would be funny.
this is a completely different language. This is ancient Zimbabwean or something. I don't know if that's even a real language. And
Probably
it's
not.
and it's saying paper tortoise.
And this phrase seems to just be ancient Latin, which I think it seems to say octopi smell. And then this part,
All right, so you could have some fun with that. You could have fun with you could have some really cute scenes where she's trying to learn about the world and she's
Now-
exploring and making a mess in his house and
To make this even more interesting, because you've got the conflict. But one thing you have to realize is that people have lives outside of the conflict.
Yeah.
And when it gets to a point where it's bad enough, then maybe sure, all the rest of the life is pushed aside.
yeah.
But he is going to be doing stuff. He works at the defense department.
Mhm.
But perhaps
Where else he works?
yeah, or wherever he works, whatever
Yeah.
science thing. Okay, so he works, but what's he do outside of work? let's make him
volunteers at the public library.
let's make him a kids soccer team coach, or
Well,
him
that would be
doing
funny.
something like this, because then you're going to get a lot of funny stuff coming up with this alien looking pet and the little kids he's coaching, and him trying to kind of live a pretty normal life. And
with this strange
and
alien
you
pet
give
trying
him
to, yeah.
you give him I wouldn't say a girlfriend necessarily. He could start with one, but very early on she needs to break up with him. So good ex-girlfriend could be hilarious in this.
A good
And very
ex-girlfriend could be
annoying.
hilarious.
Or you could have it so that he just broke up with his ex-girlfriend at the beginning of the story.
Yes, and she's trying to
Oh.
get back together with him. And that could be funny too, because then you've got this pet, this alien that's observing what the girl does to try to get together with him.
Oh no.
You could have
No,
some fun
no,
with this.
no,
And so one of the
no.
tricks to making this interesting is to give a lot of things for this
Yeah.
alien girl to observe. Give her the kids with the soccer team. Give her the parents. Have him. Okay, yeah. Well, where were we going today? Oh, well, my sister owns a restaurant, and I'm gonna go help her out. How much fun could you have with that?
Yes.
Or my sister owns rather a catering business. I'm gonna go help her cook. Well, that alien could have a blast in the kitchen.
Yes.
You could have various reactions from the people around him, from his
Yes.
friends, from his family. This could, and that's where this is going to get interesting. Is not just that building conflict that is running throughout it, but all these
The
intricacies
cute
of the
touches and the
people.
funny,
Right.
the funny scenes. So
Yes, there's
So
some.
if you can think of any of the scenes you'd find very funny in this story, let us know in the comments.
Put them in the comments, and don't forget
We'd love
to
your ideas.
give us ideas for our hat, and we'll see you next time.